Singing is enormously important to me. I was fortunate to be brought up in a family where the chapel was really important. And on every car journey, probably because there wasn't a car stereo in those days, we would just sing Sunday school songs. And I'm really blessed to have had that in my life.
Our second judge is vocal visionary Evie Burnett, singing Coach to the Stars and BBC One's The Voice.
I started singing at a very early age in choirs. We were going to be on Songs of Praise. And so we were all auditioned. And the choir master came round and he said he was going to put his hand on anyone's shoulder who was tone deaf and who just couldn't sing, and that person had to mime. So we were all terrified that we were going to be made to mime. And thankfully I passed the test. I was allowed to sing. And that was one of the first things I remember.
And our final judge is pop prince J.B. Gill, one quarter of chart-topping boy band JLS.
I grew up singing in choirs. I think the first time that I sort of sang in front of an audience would have been with a choir, my school choir. And, you know, I really enjoyed it. I used to love going to church and love being involved with the choir and singing sort of, you know, to the top of my voice. And it's something that I've really kept with me throughout my life. I think it's important to encourage children to sing because it gives them another dimension to life. It's an exploration of something that comes so naturally to us as humans.
Hi, JB, how are you?
As Evie told me once, you've done all the hard work and now is the time to show off exactly what they've done. And I think that's the most important thing, that you enjoy it and you're delivering your performance to the best of your ability.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Well, we've got top singers and top judges. So it's shaping up to be one of the best years yet. It all starts next week.
And to whet your appetite, here's a lively performance from last year's competition. And now on to another powerful and beautiful voice, the tenor from Harlem, Noah Stewart, who's embarking on his UK solo tour. He's been speaking to us about his love of opera and how his faith inspires him.
I grew up in Harlem, New York. Growing up, church was extremely important in my life. Every Sunday, my mom, my sister, and I would go to church. It was wonderful because not only the worship was wonderful, but also seeing other people, our friends a community of friends that we've developed over the years, sharing in that worship was so tremendously important for us. Life was pretty full on, I'm not gonna lie. It was intense. Music always playing, whether it be Marvin Gaye, whether it be Ella Fitzgerald. Discovering opera came later. I remember putting on Verdi's Requiem, and the soprano soloist was Leontine Price. And I remember thinking, this is the most beautiful, expressive voice that I've ever heard in my entire life. And the fact that she was of color, she was a black soprano, blew my mind. I thought, I didn't even know that black people even sang opera. And I said, I want to do that. Being an opera singer is so different from being in a band because I'm always by myself. It's just me. It's me and my 2 suitcases, and it could get quite lonely. And those are the times where I go back to my faith, and spirituals play a huge part. They were first sung by slaves in America. It was a form of expression. And today, I sing spirituals very much the same way, to rejuvenate my faith. And by the time I'm finished singing through a song, I know that I'm not alone in my walk, that God is with me every step of the way. I Want Jesus to Walk With Me is a very special spiritual for me, and it is actually the first time that I'm singing it in public. The words are so reminiscent of my journey, of our journey as people. It always reminds me of what my faith is and why I was sent here to do what I do, and that is to share my gift with the world.
I want Jesus to walk with me. I want Jesus to walk with me. All along my pilgrim journey, Lord, I want Jesus to walk with me. In my trials, Lord, walk with me. In my trials, Lord, walk with me. When my heart is almost breaking, Lord, I want Jesus to walk with me. When I'm troubled, Lord, walk with me. When I'm troubled, Lord, walk with me. Lord, when bowed in sorrow, Lord, I want Jesus to walk with me.
You may remember, slightly earlier in the year, we launched our Songs of Praise FA Cup Fans Choir competition. The response was fantastic. We've got our winners, and in total now 64 people will be singing Abide With Me with 90,000 fans in their seats on FA Cup final day. What a prize. Well, here are two of those winners, and their remarkable story.
My name's Dan Beasley. I'm training to be a vicar here at Wycliffe Hall. I'm representing Aston Villa at the FA Cup Fans Choir because my great-grandfather, Tommy Weston, used to play for Aston Villa. He won his first FA Cup medal in 1913. He then went to fight in World War I, where he got shot. He came back to recover and resumed playing for Aston Villa in 1920, where he won his second FA Cup. So when I go off to play football, I say, well, I've got the blood in me of an FA Cup winner. I'm not that great a footballer, but to go and to sing in the fans' choir is the next best thing. The reason for me it's so special is because we live in such a secular society, and a Christian hymn being sung by 90,000 people, being seen by 500 million people worldwide is just a great testimony. It would just, on the day, just be for me just such a proud moment to be a Christian.
My name's Peter Gosnell, an Arsenal supporter since the 6th of May 1939. My main memories of the FA Cup, I must say, was last year. With 2 goals down in 10 minutes, my grandson looked at me and said, "Oh my goodness," but they came back. Ramsey! I'll never forget what he said. "My biggest ever thank you, I shall remember it forever." And I thought, a good day. My eyesight's always been poor, and I was registered as a blind person in 1949, but I just want to go to football and to think I can still participate in the excitement and enjoy it with everybody else. It's marvellous. I think the hymn Abide With Me, it's an iconic moment where you stop and there's a moment of unity, a togetherness. Abide With Me this year, which with a choir of fans, I think it's an amazing idea. And to be one of those is just fantastic.